Verde como una manzana.
Hola clase, y bienvenidos a esta lección. I'm well aware of my complete and utter nerdiness when I explain to my students that I love talking about demonstratives. I can't exactly put my finger on why, but for some reason, I just really like explaining what they are and how they are used in Spanish. Before we get into the lesson, let's pop over to the Caribbean country of Puerto Rico. We begin our trip to Puerto Rico here at Castillo San Felipe del Morro, also known as Fort San Felipe del Morro. Located at the northwesternmost point of Old San Juan, this fort was named after the Spanish King Philip II. Constructed in the 16th century, this fort protected the island from multiple foreign attackers, including an invasion by the Englishman Sir Francis Drake. Here, we find an impressive cemetery located on the fort grounds. Okay, amigos, let's get started on these demonstratives. First, you might be wondering, what the heck is a demonstrative? Here are our demonstratives in English. This, that, these, and those. I love to ask my students to explain to me what the difference is between the words this and that. As they think about the difference between these words, I explain that we often have a deep subconscious understanding of a dizzying variety of linguistic rules and systems. As we engage in learning a second language, it is often very helpful to bring that subconscious knowledge to the level of conscious awareness. So have you thought about it yet? What exactly is the difference between this and that? Some of you might have concluded that it has to do with distance. If I'm referring to something that is more or less within a reachable distance, I might use this, as in, can I have this book, in reference to a book that is perhaps on a table right next to me. On the other hand, that would be used in the same context if the book were halfway across the room from me, as in, can I have that book? Now, in addition to a distinction of distance, we also have a distinction of number when dealing with demonstratives. Think for just a moment what you would say if you wanted to refer to 2 or 3 books that are near to you on a table. Would it make sense to say something like, can I have this books? There's a disconnect here, and it's because we've failed to account for number in our selection of the demonstrative. Can you think of the plural demonstrative form that you would use to refer to something near you? These. Did you get it? Now, how about if I wanted to inquire about 2 or 3 books that were halfway across the room from me? What is the demonstrative needed for that context? Those, right? Now, in Spanish, the distinction of distance and number also exists. However, there is one more distinction that is required when choosing the most appropriate demonstrative form for the situation. The third consideration is linguistic gender. So in Spanish, saying, can I have this book, would require a different demonstrative form than, can I have this backpack? Backpack in Spanish is a feminine noun, la mochila. Let's take a look now at the different forms of the Spanish demonstratives. Here we have our Spanish demonstratives. Okay, so if this category is to refer to things within the immediate vicinity of the speaker, and this category is to refer to things halfway across the room, what is going on with this category? This third column, with reference to distance, is used to refer to things that are much farther from the speaker. English used to employ a more common reference to this level of distinction, but it has very much become antiquated in modern speech. However, in Spanish, this third level of distance remains very much in use today. Okay, amigos. Before we take a look at some sample questions, let's head back to Puerto Rico for just a bit. Just a little ways down from El Castillo San Felipe del Morro, we run into an impressive collection of hotel high-rise constructions along beautiful beaches. In 2013, Puerto Rico attracted 4.2 million visitors. One major contributing source is the fact that citizens from the United States do not need a passport to visit the island, as it is one of USA's official territories. Tourists enjoy a variety of activities including nighttime kayak trips out to the famous bioluminescent bays that light up at night due to unique algae in the water. Okay, let's head back and wrap this up. We'll conclude this lesson by taking a look at some sample questions together. Given the context here, what demonstrative would be needed? The correct answer would be esta. If we look back to the different Spanish demonstratives, you can see that esta would be the correct answer because una manzana matches the criteria of being closest in proximity, singular, and manzana is a feminine noun. Let's take a look at another question. Given the context here, what demonstrative would be needed? The correct answer would be aquella. Out of all of our demonstrative options in Spanish, aquella matches all 3 criteria of being singular, at the farthest distance from the speaker, and matches the feminine gender of the noun, mochila, or backpack. You'll have the chance to work with some more practice questions in the quiz at the end of this section. Adios, amigos.